Hey, loves. I'm channeling a message from the Divine Masculine Collective. So I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm just going to let them talk. I'm just going to give you the cards as they come out, not really pass judgment or try and give them advice on what they need to do. We're just going to hear what they have to say. You have the World card. Somebody's wrapping up a cycle, or they're wanting a cycle to be wrapped up. They're working on something. They're waiting on a harvest. It's like I get the energy. I've been putting in the work. I've been sacrificing. I've been patient. Where's my harvest? And you got the Knight of Cups. Somebody wants to move forward with an offer of love. Oh, wow. You got the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups. They're in grief. Somebody's trying to tap into self-love. It's like the time that it's taking for this cycle to wrap up is really getting to somebody here. They're ready to move forward, but they feel like they're stuck with this Seven of Pentacles. What's going on with the Seven of Pentacles? You got the Devil in reverse. They're trying to get out of a karmic relationship here. For some, this could be them trying to get out of their own head, overthinking, obsessive thinking, fear. But I think for a lot of you, it's a connection that they're trying to get out of. What else, Spirit? The Devil's in reverse. So, I mean, they're fully aware of what's going on and they want to get out of it. They want a brand new start. The Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. This is movement toward you. And they're both in the upright. Nine of Cups in reverse. Somebody feels insecure. They could be feeling unchosen, or they could be feeling like you feel unchosen. The Sun's in reverse. Very unhappy. Very confused. You got the Sun in reverse coming on top of the Ace of Cups. So it's like, I'm very unhappy not being able to give this cup to you. I'm very unhappy not being able to share in this new chapter with you right now. This person's mind is made up. You only have two cards in reverse on the board. And then here comes the Three of Pentacles. They want to return. So what's the holdup? What's the holdup? What's this World Seven of Pentacles situation going on here? You have the Lovers. They choose you. They want this connection. This is your twin flame. And they've made their decision. Eight of Cups. But they need to walk away from something. They need to release something in order to have this new beginning. High Priestess in reverse. Somebody's confused. They don't know how to walk away from something. Justice in reverse. They could be married, or this could be a long-term commitment, but it's distorted. This could also be saying this person is confused as to why justice hasn't been served yet for whatever they're waiting for. So if this is financial, with the Seven of Pentacles, it often is. They're waiting on a cycle to wrap up with needing someone else's help. So like a codependency type of situation with the Three of Pentacles coming out here on top of the world. It's like, I don't want to have to need this person anymore. But right now I need them financially. I choose you with my heart, but I feel like I can't move with my heart because my money isn't right. Yeah. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. They're not seeing the truth about something. Something is very distorted. Yeah. Something, it's their way of reasoning is distorted somehow. They're not seeing the whole picture here. You got the Ace of Swords in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse. See, because they're ignoring their intuition, their mind is cloudy, because their intuition is saying move forward. Their intuition is saying follow your heart and God will take care of the rest. but their mind is like, I can't do that. You know, I need a plan. I need to know which way to go. I need somewhere solid to put my feet. I can't just step out on faith. But really, it looks like that's the only way forward. What else, Spirit? Yeah, the Empress in reverse. Something's blocking them from getting to you. And the Five of Swords in reverse. They're wondering if maybe you don't want to fight for this anymore. Are you giving up? Are you moving on? It doesn't feel like you are. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They're like, are you not putting in work into this anymore? Like, they don't know where you stand. They're watching you, maybe trying to get some information, trying to do some reading up just to see where you stand with everything. Where is the Divine Feminine Collective standing with this right now? You got the Four of Pentacles. You're holding back, but you haven't left. You're just like, I can't solve this for you. You have to step out on faith. And as long as you continue to allow your 3D circumstances to dictate your reality to you, there's really nothing I can do but hold back and protect my own peace with this. Yeah, Two of Swords. You still haven't made a decision. Your heart has made a decision. You know what you want to do, but you still haven't taken any action. So for that reason, I have to hold my energy back because you're really not sure. Six of Wands in reverse. Somebody could be feeling unseen, unchosen, especially with the Three of Swords coming after that. This could be Divine Feminine, or this could be Divine Masculine too. Both of you could be feeling this way because you don't feel successful. Divine Masculine especially doesn't feel successful right now in life. This is someone who has a certain standard that they hold themselves to. This is someone who material things matter to them, not necessarily just in a vain materialistic type of way, but this is someone who thinks, being a man means you take care of your family, you have this, you have that, you should be at a certain place in your life by a certain age. So someone that's very practical and very grounded. So trials and struggles that are financial, especially when it involves needing someone else, is a very proud person. Six of Wands is Leo. This is a very proud individual. So to be feeling trapped and powerless in a situation is really extra hard for them, even more so than just the regular person. It's very painful with that Three of Swords. And then this could also be Divine Feminine, just feeling like I'm unseen, I'm unchosen, in this gray area waiting phase where I'm trying to wait for you to take action, but also not give my power away. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles. It's like your guard is up. It's not because you don't love them or because you're not trying to stand in solidarity with them in the spirit. It's because you've already been down this road. You've already faced these challenges. You've already surrendered to spirit. You've already, walked that dark night and realized this journey has to be walked on faith. And you're not going to go backwards. You understand empathetically what they're going through. You have compassion for them, but you know how you get through this because you've walked it. And the how is in surrendering and moving forward and trusting your intuition, even when it looks crazy. Even when you look insane, that God has your back as long as you step out on faith and trust. You have to surrender. So you're just like, I can't heal you, baby. I can't choose your healing for you. All I can do is love you from afar and let you know, whisper to your heart that you can do this. This person feels really lost right now. They're up against a lot, and maybe they might be new to spirituality, or if not to spirituality in general, new to finding their own power, using their own voice, not silencing their needs and their wants for the greater good of the family or their friends or whatever, but actually stepping out there and saying, no, this is my life. I'm going to choose what's best for me, because what's best for me is going to be what's best for my children or anybody else that's dependent on me. I'm no longer going to do what's best for you, as in that karmic, or their parents, or their siblings, or their friends. They're finally seeing that so many of their problems have come from them just not speaking up. And look, I said I was not going to interpret these cards. I wasn't going to give them any advice. And here I go. It's just hard as a reader when you see, you see what's going on. And this person is having such a hard time. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. They could have already separated from this karmic, or they just feel like their long-term stability is just like floating right now. 6 of Pentacles. They're still hooked up financially with them. So this to me says it's someone. 10 minus 6 is 4, right? So that's the 4 of Pentacles coming out again, which is holding back. So to me, it's like someone has made it clear that they don't want to continue in a relationship with this person, or marriage, whatever this is, the situationship. But financially, they're still tethered to them. They're holding back from them, but they're also trying to save up their money. They're trying to avoid full out chaos, which, I don't know why they still can't see that that is inevitable with this karmic energy. This karmic energy is never, ever going to let them go. It's never going to be a peaceful departure. This karmic just isn't built like that. They're insecure, they're needy, and codependent. So they're never going to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. They're never going to choose to empower themselves. So therefore, they're never going to choose for this masculine to be empowered. Trying to avoid more spell work, trying to avoid possibly going to court or financial extortion from this karmic. Anything that this person is trying to avoid, this karmic is 100% going to bring to their doorstep, because that's the only card that the karmic has at this point, is fear and manipulation. This karmic knows, just like just like this masculine knows, that the masculine is not in love with them, probably never really was, married them or stayed with them for the kids, for financial reasons, and because at the time they just felt like they didn't really have any other viable options. Whatever had happened between you and your masculine left them feeling like maybe you were never going to come back, or they were never going to be able to come back to you. So they settled with this karmic. But the karmic feels like, as long as I can keep him trapped here, I have a chance. As long as I can mess with his money, or have him so psyched out that he's so scared to make a move, I at least have a chance. I know that once he approaches the divine feminine, it's a wrap. It's over with. But as long as I have him paralyzed in fear, then at least I have a chance. I know he's not happy. I know he doesn't want to be here willingly. But as long as he's here and he hasn't reached out to her, I at least have a chance. That's really sad. That's really pathetic and psychologically disturbed. But that is the energy here from that karmic. What does the masculine want to say, Spirit? Romantic feelings. They love you. That's not a question. I mean, that's really not a question. They want to talk to you. They want to be honest with you. See, many of you, the only thing you have to go on is your intuition. You can feel what's happening. They're trying to talk to you telepathically, but they're hiding everything in the 3D. They're hiding from you. They're hiding from the karmic, possibly hiding from their friends, hiding from their kids, just hiding. And that is so heavy on this masculine. That's psychologically damaging them. It's psychologically damaging to have all these feelings and you have no one to talk to about it. They're isolated, they're alone, they're afraid. They can't tell anybody that they're going through any of this. They can't tell anybody that they're afraid and they don't know what to do. It's a hot fucking mess. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, that karmic is still doing spell work on them. It's not working anymore because the masculine is awake and aware that they're doing the spell work, but it's still draining, especially for those of them that are still stuck in the house with this karmic. And the karmic knows that. That's why they're trying to go so hard right now, even though they're not getting anything back from the spell work. They're at their wits' end. So, like I said before, if they could just keep them stuck, they feel like they at least have a chance. No, maybe my love spell isn't working to get him to sleep with me or to get him to fall in love with me, but maybe all the spell work that I'm doing is at least tiring him out enough so that he can't see the truth, so that he can't make a move forward. Sick, man. That person is so fucking sick. You have calling in your soulmate, and this could be the one. Yeah, like I said, there's no question in their mind who they want to be with. They just don't know how to get to you. They don't know, should they go ahead and chance it and reach out to you and let this karmic throw a fucking temper tantrum? Oh, look, I went to split the deck and it says moving too fast, red flags, being careless. They think that would be careless because then they got to deal with extra spell work. You have to deal with extra spell work. What they really want is their freedom so that they can do what they want to do without this karmic breathing down their neck. That's what they want. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I still feel like that's telling the universe, like, universe, I need it to be this way. The universe is saying step forward. And they're saying, I want to step forward, but I need you to do this first. And the universe is like, no, I need you to step forward first. And then everything else will be taken care of. And this person's just looking like, what do you mean everything else will be taken care of? I got to go to court. How am I going to pay child support? How am I going to pay alimony? How am I going to pay for another apartment or another house? And how am I going to get to work? And they got all these things that's stressing them out because there's no viable, tangible options for these things. And so they're just staying stuck in fear and overthinking and trying to analyze it and analyze it and analyze it and figure it out. And they're just digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole of confusion because they're shutting themselves off from their intuition. When in reality, there's boundless possibilities. The universe is not stuck in how to deliver you. The universe is not stuck in what to do for your situation. It's waiting on your total surrender. And see, this person thinks total surrender is just waiting. But that's not it. That's inaction. That's ignoring your intuition. Total surrender is doing what your intuition is telling you to do. And for most of you guys, their intuition is saying, contact the collective. Don't you see how the collective is flourishing despite this karmic spell work? Don't you see how their money is improving, their beauty, their health is improving, they're glowing, their aura is light, despite all the evil eye that this person sends, and their friends and family and collective? You are literally being stalked, gang stalked online by this crazy ass karmic and their cahoot of people. Okay? This person needs to realize that karmic has no power. The only reason anything that they did worked as far as spell work in the past was because this person was asleep. This person basically indirectly agreed, yes, I allow your spell to have power over me. I don't stand up for myself. That's what they did by being asleep, by engaging in sexual acts with them, by marrying them, or, whatever transpired in their situation. They unknowingly gave away their power. That's the only reason anything worked. They don't have anything to be afraid of, but I get it because this person has done so much spell work on them while they were asleep and fucked their life up so bad. Now they're scared. Now they're scared that this person might really, really fuck them over if they don't hide and act fake and try to pacify this person. But in doing all of that, you're going against your intuition. You can't ask God to help you and then not do what God is saying, because that's what they're doing. They're asking for God's help. And then they're saying, but no, 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 I'm going to do it this way until you help me. And God is like, either you're going to do it my way or you're going to do it your way. And I'm showing you that your way doesn't work. Your way is just leading you to more and more pain and suffering because you're separate from the person that you love. You have no alliance, no help in the natural. You're trying to go at it alone. You feel isolated. You feel afraid. You're stuck in the house with this person. They're casting spells over the house every day, casting spells around where you're sitting and sleeping and all of that, casting spells over the food. Like, this person is fucking insane. And you want to share a living space with them? It'd be better to sleep in your car. Shit, they're just, I couldn't take it, collective. Like, that type of energy has to be so damn draining. I feel so bad for this person. They think you're angry at them, disappointed, probably because of them holding back or the miscommunication. Many of you just don't know what's going on. You have an inkling, but you don't know. And look, I feel like a coward. I bet they do. Because this person just manipulating their life. And you can't feel like a man like that. You can't feel good about yourself and like you can stand on your own 2 feet. You would feel like a coward. You would feel weak and afraid and timid and trapped and like a victim. All that shit is so low vibrational. It's so hard to see a solution when you're in that type of energy, right? Their spirit guides and their ancestors are talking to them nonstop. Move forward. Do what you need to do. This divine delay is twofold because everything meant to happen is happening. That's true. It is a divine delay because it is a delay. However, it's not divine in the sense that God is implementing this delay. God is using this time, sure. God, spirit, universe, I use all that interchangeably, y'all. God is using this time for sure because nothing is wasted. But we're really not waiting on God. We're not waiting on God to do anything. We're waiting on this masculine to wake up and realize he has the power. If he decided today, I'm going to step out on faith, do you know how many doors of abundance will be open to him? Would he still have to go to court? Yeah, probably. That's the legal way of this land. Would he still end up having to pay something? Yes, most likely he would. If he has children or, maybe certain alimony situations or whatever. But would God provide the abundance? Because if you make, I'm just going to throw out random numbers here, right? But if you make, I don't know, $50,000 a year and your expenses are totaling up to 47,000, that's going to feel terrifying. That's going to feel frightening. You're going to feel in poverty because you would be in poverty, right? You only got 3,000 extra dollars a year. But if your expenses were 47,000, but you made 200,000, you're not going to be tripping about that as much. That's what spirit is trying to get this person to see. They keep looking at the problem with tunnel vision. Oh my God, I have this, and this. I don't have this, and this. And God is like, if you could take your mind off of the problem and put your mind on yourself and empowering yourself, the solution would come to you naturally. Because tell me, what could that karmic possibly do if you made more money? If you took care of everything, you buy him a house, shit, pay your child support, do whatever you got to do because you are in flow. Your abundance is flowing naturally now. See, now we're getting into the deeper laws of manifestation and really beyond manifestation and into the law of assumption. You must assume that end state, that everything is taken care of, that love, abundance, wealth, health always finds me because I am those things. Those things are a reflection of my internal state. And we're talking instant manifestation sometimes. But see, this person is learning. They're growing. This is new for them. So like I said, I have a lot of compassion for this masculine because they're trying to implement these things and integrate these things. But divine feminine, they're doing this. For one, it's new. Two, this isn't what they've learned in the past. This isn't how they operated in the past. They've lived their whole life another way. And three, they're doing it with all this negative interference right there in the home with them. It's rough. It's hard. That's why Spirit is telling them you must separate from this karmic. You will never be able to solve this problem in their presence, ever. Single, they want you to know they honor you. They've taken a vow to you, even if they have not contacted you in the 3D divine feminine. This divine masculine says, I honor you, baby. I promise to God I'm not sleeping with them. I'm not touching them. I'm not kissing them. I'm not getting head from them. I'm not fucking them. I promise to God I'm not touching them. I only want to be with you. And I'm not touching anybody else either. I only want to be with you. Wanting or deciding who I want to be with, that is not my problem, baby. My problem is money. I heard that loud and clear. My problem is money. And that karmic knows that too. That's why they're going so hard. Look, privately suffering. They don't have anybody to talk to about this. Any mutual friends that they have with that karmic, I'm sure that karmic has lied and twisted things all up and smeared their name, and they can't talk about that with them. And who can you really talk to about a twin flame journey? Everybody thinks you're crazy unless you're on a twin flame journey. To anybody else outside of maybe a couple trusted people that this person might have, it's going to look like you're going to trade in your life, your family, your wife and kids, or your long-term partner, your fiance, whatever, for a twin flame that you only knew for such and such amount of time and you only talked to such and such amount. You're crazy. Better off to just make it work with who you got. That at least you know them, but they're going to start spewing out all this 3D knowledge that don't mean shit. Because they're not you, they're not your consciousness, they're not in your heart. They can't tell you how to follow your heart and how to follow your intuition. I guarantee you in their own life they're not following their intuition. They're making those same type of sacrifices that have kept them and their ancestors stuck for centuries. This journey is about being your most authentic self, and it's going to do that to you, feminine and masculine. Neither one of you can get out unscathed. You must crack that ego open and you must walk as your soul. It doesn't matter who turns their back on you, it doesn't matter who doesn't understand you. That is when you find your soul tribe. When you start showing up as yourself unapologetically, that's when God sends you people, your soul tribe, your collective to support you, people you can lean on, people you can begin opening up to. This masculine suffering, and the karmic knows that. And you would think, damn, don't you have an ounce of love for this person? The karmic, doesn't the karmic have an ounce of love for this person that they are fighting so hard for? But no, they don't know how to love. They don't love themselves. They're not fighting for love. They may tell themselves that, but they're not fighting for love. They're fighting for security. They're fighting for stability. Even if this person is never able to, let them ride high on life and take them on trips to Dubai. And even if they can't live this rock star lifestyle with your person, they at least know that this person is dependable. This person is going to make sure they're taken care of one way or another. They're not going to have to do too much to feel safe and secure. And that's all this person cares about. You got forgive and forget. This person, your person, the divine masculine, they have to forgive themselves for one. They're sitting here beating themselves up over and over and over and over and over again for, look, getting that karmic pregnant, marrying that karmic. I'm sure they don't, resent their children, but they resent who their mother is. They wish they could have chosen better. They wish you could have been the mother of their children. They're the only mother of their children, because look at what comes out next. Want to dick you down in pregnancy? They want you to have their kids. They know you would be such a good mother or father. Because remember, we're talking about energy. Doesn't matter about gender. They regret what they did, and they're sitting here beating themselves up, asking themselves, well, maybe this is my karma. Maybe I'm just stuck with her crazy ass. No. Work on your self-concept, divine masculine. You are a pharaoh. Do you know that the Pharaoh was regarded as God? You are God. You are the conscious creator of your reality. Stand up. Take your power back. Stop waiting for a solution to appear and walk as if you already have one. Yeah. They're sad about the decisions they made when they were in their wounded self, when they were in their lower self. They know that that's not their real self. And they're sad about that. You got seed to harvest. They know it's only a matter of time. They're like, baby, I'm committed. I may not be able to see my way out right now. I may not be able to put into practice all that you're telling me, or, all that you're sending me. I feel you telepathically. But you best believe I'm trying, reading up. I'm learning, baby. And I am going to get out this jam. One way or a motherfucking another, I'm going to get out this jam. Couple more and then I'll wrap up. We already at 30 minutes here. Needing to be inside of you. And look, this is so deep. I think I'm going to stop here. Oh no, I got to show y'all this one. This is at the bottom of the deck. Right around the corner, baby. Yeah, reflecting, seeing the truth. This one though, needing to be inside of you. This is more than just sexual. Let me tell you, esoterically, the divine masculine, for those twin flames where pregnancy is a part of their mission, the divine masculine has an insatiable need to put his seed inside of you. You gotta really understand what I'm saying with your third eye here. Twin flames are all about raising the collective frequency of the earth. You do that through love. What deeper love than that of your twin? It's loving yourself. It's teaching self-love. When you have children out of self-love and not lust, not obligation, not illusion, and all the other reasons why many of us have had children in the past, when you have children out of unconditional love for yourself and the person that you are pregnant by, that you're birthing a soul that comes in on level 10 versus coming in on level negative 100 and having to work and strive and do all this healing and clearing all this karma and breaking all these generational curses just to get to 0 so that they can move forward. You're bringing in a soul that is so high vibrational that they waited until a reunion between twin flames happened to be born. That's a soul that has a huge contract, a mission, if you will. That's a soul that didn't have any time to waste undoing karma, resolving old karma and fooling around with all these karmic partners and learning all these fucking lessons and their lower self. They didn't have any of that time to waste. They're coming in right away, boots on the ground. These are souls that go on to do huge things, huge life path missions. So when divine masculine says needing to be inside of you, that's that ancient calling. His kundalini force has been activated. He could be feeling a lot more horny lately. And if there's divine masculines watching me, start researching that. What is kundalini force? Because use that power. Use that power to help clear some of these blockages. On my podcast too, you guys can go over there. I just did an episode on what is kundalini energy and why are you so horny. Anyway, the kundalini is activated, and as it goes up, it's pushing him to want to put his seed inside of you. It's so much deeper than just sex. They need to reproduce with you because that is a part of your mission. So anyway, I hope this helped you guys, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.